Hey guys, Footy Focus Podcast, episode 21. So we'll review the disappointing two semi-finals and preview the two prelims, which hopefully should be a lot closer.
Yes, hey everyone. It's a familiar review, I think, for semi-final week. I think semi-final week's probably the most disappointing finals week. Just because they can be a blowout, and this week proved that was the case for one of the games. The first game wasn't too bad. I think it was
a bit closer, but it's pretty much. I'd say the result was done at maybe quarter time.
Maybe. Yeah, and I don't know what game you're talking about, so that goes to for both.
Yeah, it goes to both.
So it's one of those weeks, but I think the best four teams throughout the year have progressed, and I guess the losers, Saints, they've got promise and they're on sort of the upward trajectory. Whereas you might say the opposite with the Pies, but a bit of an older list, bit of an inconsistent forward line. So unless they manage to find, we can talk about this later on. You might have to rely on the draft and trade tables to maintain their competitiveness.
Yeah, Cameron we might touch on Cameron later because he might be the answer.
Yeah. So I might kick it off with Richmond's pretty comprehensive win, I'd say, 80-49. Like you said, the signs were ominous early on. I think they kicked the first goal within the first minute to Lynch, and 4 goals from stoppages, and I think they kicked a couple in the first quarter, and their snaps and everything, they were just going through. Like Bolton was good early. I guess if Saints had a goalkeeper type player, they could have stopped a couple of them because, they just went through.
I think the better teams do tend to have a goalkeeper. I was looking at Port. Port had a few at the stoppages versus the Cats. So maybe it's just a sign of inexperience. But the good teams tend to have a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think maybe it's by the system, like that defensive system. So it might be one of those terms that become more and more common in future years. Like I guess a quarterback term has been pretty common in the past 10 years. So maybe the goalkeeper role, might be one. Who do you think was best on ground? Was it Lynch or Martin?
Yeah, I thought Lynch was. I think he set the tone. Like you said, that first, it was a contested mark as well. It wasn't on the lead. Like he just outmuscled Howard, and it made me feel a lot better about Howard as well. Because I think I tweeted last week, if we had Howard for the next 3 weeks, we might have a better chance of a premiership. But Lynch did dominate him. And how'd you find Shea Bolton? You think he's one of the more improved players in the comp?
Yeah, he was amazing. I think he's probably been the most improved in the competition. I know like Petrarca and Dacos have thrown around, but Bolton, every time he gets it, he's just so slick and precise. And now he's finishing off his good work with goals. And it was very impressive. He was unlucky not to get not only the All-Australian squad, but I don't think he made the under-22 squad either.
No, he might be just inside, but I think the most improved player, there should be an award for that because there is one in the NBA and other leagues, but maybe in addition next season.
Yeah. Before we move away from Howard, did you see that where he had the ball in the pocket and then Lynch was corralling him and he just went over the line? He just took the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Is that not the dumbest piece of play you've seen this year? That's probably the dumbest piece of play I've seen.
Yeah. Was it paid? I don't think it
was deliberate. It was clearly deliberate. He had the ball and then he just stepped over the line. I would if I was a coach, I wouldn't be happy. I'd drag him. I don't know if players get dragged him, but that was inexcusable for. I guess he's not that experienced, so maybe it'll come with experience.
Yeah,
he was just stupid.
Yeah, he just looked like I think even in a marking contest, he just didn't have eyes for the ball and went straight to Lynch. So I think he just got probably overawed probably early on, and it just continued through the whole game.
Yeah, and you can't undersell not having Carlisle there. That's an experience of backup. Yeah. How did you find Shane Edwards' game? He was pretty good as well.
Yeah, I think he's finally getting some props because didn't really get much recognition. Got All Australian 2018, but I think the fact that he's been away I think he was back home for the birth of his kid for 6-7 weeks, and he's just dominated really. Like you look at the likes of Ablett hasn't done that. Edwards probably the only one. Like even Hanbury took a while settling in, but Edwards just from moment one he's been really good.
Yeah, he's underrated. I think he got All Australian. Yeah, is that what you said? A couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah.
But no, he was good, and Hooley again continues his good finals record. And he had a poor game last week, but he really bounced back and he's been going forward. The Saints, they weren't too bad. They were like competitive. Like during the middle part of the game, I think they had their chances to creep up, but conversion was a problem.
Yeah, I think in games where they're going at less than 50% conversion, they're 1 from 7. So yeah, it is a tale of their year and finals really. I mean Geelong last week as well against Port.
Yeah, I think prior to this year they were a pretty inaccurate team. This year they've gotten a bit better at kicking straight, but yeah, you got to take your chances, especially with the shortened quarters.
How'd you find Bradley Hill, the most high-priced recruit for the Saints?
Yeah, he was pretty disappointing. Yeah, he didn't. Just how much? I don't even know if he got much of the ball. I'll check that now. But he didn't finish in the top 10 in the best and fairest, whereas the other recruits all did. So I think that goes to show how he wasn't terrible, but he was still disappointing. So. Yeah, 7 kicks, 4 handballs, no marks, 200 meters gained. So, I mean, it's pretty poor, huh?
Yeah, the pressure wasn't really there from the Saints too. I think it was 38 tackles overall, which, I think you said Port had got 69 against the Cats the week before, and I think the loss was maybe 57 in the first bigger final. So.
Yeah, and you can't have 38 tackles in a game like that. So, so Tigers, then we'll talk about your game soon, but the pressure just wasn't there, like you said. Hunter Clark was probably their best.
Yeah, I think I don't know why he didn't make the All-Australian squad, because I think a lot of the commentary since the game has been that they need some more support for Jack Steele. Maybe Hunter Clark's the one that pushes towards midfield, and is that number 2 if they can't get it done.
Playing mostly defense, but I think you're probably right. He's probably the one that can step up and be a second fiddle to Clark. So if that's the case, they need to find a defender, which is easier than finding a sort of top end mid.
What do you think?
He does need a bit of support because the midfield sort of does lack a bit of pass.
What do you think of the Tom Lynch incident?
I think just looking at it on its own, like without any other context, I think the right decision was made. I think you can't miss a game for that because just the impact was too low. But it was intentional and it was low impact. So I think those two trigger a 1 week suspension. I can't exactly remember.
Yeah,
is it high contact?
I don't think they put. I think they probably manipulated it so he doesn't get a week. I think he got the $850 fine or something, minuscule like that.
Mm-hmm. I think the criticism is just going to come with the protected species sort of connotation. Like the AFL, they've got a bad reputation of letting off stars in big games.
Yeah.
Like Cochin in the past. Even Brett Harvey got off for that thing against Selwood. So, and when a lesser like does it and they get suspended and it doesn't get the media attention. Like, for example, Ben Long's case last week, if his name wasn't Ben Long and if it was like Martin or Rewalt,
Yeah.
I reckon the AFL might have found a way to get him off.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, even like the Cochin one you mentioned earlier, like he bumped Chill, hit him in the head, concussed, ruled out for the rest of the game. So the Giants are one down, gets off in the grand final. Maybe the Tigers don't win. So if that happened this week, you'd like to think it's a week, but yeah, like you said, it's a star. Yeah, they want the Stars playing in October.
Yeah, the Cochin one, looking back at it now, that was just blatant sort of manipulation.
Yeah,
But,
it's horrendous. Even the Barry Hall one, like I think punched, was it Maguire?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe over 10 years ago. So another example there. So
yeah, I mean, this criticism that AFL has sort of it's their own doing that it's coming, so they haven't been strong enough to address it. So I guess media, and we're going to keep talking about it. But we might move on. Do you want to kick us off with the Cats' dominant win over the Pies?
Yeah, we'll try and keep this short, not mention any Collingwood players because they don't deserve to be mentioned. So probably look like they played their grand final the week before. Yeah, just uncompetitive. One goal from the first three quarters, uncontested possessions, down 142, 108 less marks, and 17% less disposal efficiency. Yeah, it was just, could have read more stats out there, but it was just, an absolute blowout.
Yeah, I do have a bit of sympathy for the Pies because they did have the tough task of flying to WA, quarantining for 7 days, playing a game, coming back, and yeah, I think they had a 7-day turnaround, whereas you guys played the Cats Thursday on the Thursday, so they had like 9 days or something. So they had already a disadvantage coming in, and yeah, they're just still lacking a couple of players. Still, how, but I think it's just where the both teams are at. Huh? One of them's a lot better than the other.
Yeah, I think it's just disappointing because I did expect a closer contest. Dangerfield was best. I think I predicted that last week. One of the few things I've got right this season in prediction. So I think he was there for maybe 6 clearances. Apart from that, he was forward. So 4 goals, 2 banana set shot goals, 19 possessions, 8 scoring involvements, and he burst a lot of packs too, which created goals for his teammates.
Yeah, he was accurate in front of goal, which that's his sort of one of his knocks, but it was good. I was listening to, was it the Roper podcast, but they were saying, the Cats in midfield, if they can be on top in the game, then they have the luxury of playing danger forward.
Yeah.
But they didn't have that against you guys. I think you guys midfield.
Yeah, he only went there, I think, till the back end of third and then the start of the fourth. He's pretty much forward in the last quarter as well, but it was too late.
So that might be their winning formula to have relying on Duncan, who had 30 possessions, 87% disposal efficiency. So these guys, Menegola, Guthrie, even Selwood, and then you play.
Yeah, Selwood was a lot better because he's 100% midfield. Like, he doesn't play forward. So if he can dominate, Duncan and the other likes, then he got that luxury. How'd you find Gary Rowan, one of our favourite targets?
Yeah, he's one of those players, huh? He was. What did he do? Did he kick a couple?
Yeah, he didn't have many touches, but third most metered game. So I think it's definitely a pass mark for him. But I guess the test he's got to do it again.
Yeah, that'll give him confidence because he hasn't been like a finals player. So as long as he can keep doing that and back it up, it'll go a long way. Because guys like that, and who also have Myers, Dalhouse, they need something out of them. They can't be too reliant on offense and danger.
Yeah, and Brody Grundy too. Like, him and Cornelio both got the 7 years last year, and they're both really disappointed. So I hope for Grundy's sake it does come out that he's doing surgery and he had something wrong, because 60% game time in both finals, it doesn't stack up for a gun like him, because I think you can probably give him a pass mark if it comes out that he's got an injury.
Yeah, it's a weird one. He I'm looking at his Supercoach points. He's still got 94. So it's pretty good. But he was benched for like important moments last week and again this week. So long contracts, they are risky, and you're going to get criticized if you're not going to perform. So I don't know what Bucks is trying to do. So hopefully they come out and be transparent because I mean, we're okay with it. We don't care, but it's the fans that sort of care about this sort of stuff, and they deserve to know. I mean, they pay money and invest in the club. So
paying members definitely need to know. What do you think about Degoe? You feel kind of glad that the Roos didn't pick him up at $1 million a year? What, 2 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, definitely, yeah. Could have dodged a bullet, but for his sake, you'd hope he can turn around. I mean, he's been injured a little bit past couple of years, but he's out of contract. He doesn't have a manager. I think his dad's managing him.
Yeah, his dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it was a mistake by him not to accept the $1 million a year deal by North for 5 years?
Yeah, based on money, 100%, because he's just not going to get that for the rest of his career. Maybe that's part COVID, but I'd say a large part due to his form. Like since the 2018 final, hasn't really done too much. Like he had the moment against the Eagles last week with the snap, won games against Gold Coast and the Cats off his own boot. But apart from that, it's been pretty average, to be honest.
Yeah, he needs to be more consistent to be worth that sort of money. I think he's probably worth 600, 700.
Yeah.
In this climate. I think he's only had one top 10 best in the fair speech. Needs to be maybe more consistent and maybe a bit more of a team player. But I think it was a mistake not taking that offer. I think whenever you're offered $1 million a year for 5 years, you take it. Doesn't matter if you're chasing premierships or not, because that's setting you up for life. And you don't have much time in footy, so he's like halfway through his career now, and could be over. Like, I don't know, maybe he never gets back to his best. And so I don't know. I think depending on what happens, it could be a lesson to like young players that if a good offer comes up, you have to consider taking it. I guess I know loyalty and money and everything, but sometimes it's about looking after your family and your future. Okay, did you want to talk about the Port Richmond games? Give us a bit of a preview.
So Adelaide Oval Friday night. So I think the crowd hasn't really increased that much. I think it's only a couple more standing room seats. I think it's about 26,000, which is still an advantage in itself.
Is that 50% capacity?
Yeah, I think it's just over. I think it's 50% plus the people on the lawn and standing room. So it hasn't increased as we thought, but still take it. In this climate, especially Tom Lynch, I think shapes as the test. I think of Port's back six and the pressure upfield, and Brett Montgomery's game plan because we got killed on transition in the last matchup. I think Cleary's probably the best bet for him. I don't think Jonas has the height, and McKenzie, I think, I wouldn't back him again to take the number one key.
You guys won the last matchup, right? Last time.
Yeah, we did, but we got killed on. So a lot of the Tigers' goals are from transition. So back six wasn't as tight. Probably the pressure upfield wasn't as tight as it has been the last probably month or so.
With personnel, I know you might talk about it later, but I think they get back a few stars.
Yeah.
Edwards, Prestia. Who else do they get back?
Nank as well. Nankervis wasn't playing, I think, as well.
What about you guys? Anyone else back?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much settled. No, so that I think that was the last game. Oh no, we'd have Laddams and Houston back because that was the first game they were suspended. So they're probably the two.
So it's sort of a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Tigers definitely were more undermanned last time, so I'd expect them to have a better showing. I'd probably play Jonas or McKenzie on Rewalt. Switch McKenzie on Rewalt when Dusty plays up forward and put the captain Jonas on him. Through the midfield, we don't really have an obvious matchup. I think if Dusty plays inside put Wines on him.
Yeah.
Outside, maybe Hartlett or Houston, but I think we like to keep our back six fairly stable. But yeah, it'll be interesting because Dusty it's really forward of centre where he dominates. He is a finals player, so yeah, it's one to watch there. Port's pretty light for small, quick defenders too. So Castagna and Rioli might have a big day if there's no pressure upfield and they can get off the chain a bit.
Right. Is Mackenzie quick?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's quick. I think Hartlett and Darcy Byrne-Jones and Houston are probably quicker, but yeah, they're not your lockdown. Probably Byrne-Jones is probably your only lockdown small defender in that back six.
Right. So I'd put like a bigger body onto the Riolis and those sort of guys.
Yeah, it definitely work. I think anything to do with the defence, it's always based on the pressure upfield and how quickly and easily the ball can come in.
Yeah.
So inside, that's where Wines, Boak and Rockcliffe dominated last time, but you'll have Cochin, Prestia and Edwards out of quarantine now, and Prestia have an injury. So that'll be the matchup to watch. And if we can dominate there, then I'd probably say we win. If we don't, then it's probably Tigers win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Richmond haven't been they're not a massive contested ball team. I think clearances, they won it this last weekend, but they're not a massive clearance team. So I think, if guys like Wines, Boak, Rockcliffe, and even, Talbot, Barbados can get it out of the centre and get it into your forward line and lock it in, then I think, that might be one way that you guys can take advantage of their lack of clearance dominance. Yeah,
I don't expect any tags. I think Graham from the Tigers is probably the one most likely to go to Boak, but I don't think they're going to. I think it's probably more head-to-head as well. And up forward, can't allow a loose back. I think Tigers love to play that loose back out of the stoppage, and just no defensive 50 marks. Tiger Lions allowed 0 in week 1 compared to 5 on average. So it just means Marshall, Butters, Gray, Motlop, Powell Pepper just need to be dangerous and be hit up as well. You can't go to Dixon 1-on-3. So hit up those players, then Boston, Asprey and Grimes need to find a man and not double team Charlie.
Yeah, speaking of Charlie, I was just going to mention I'm looking forward to seeing how Charlie goes against the back sender. Maybe even playing a bit as a decoy, maybe creating that space and let Marshall and Ladins get off the leash. Because I can imagine a lot of attention will be put on Charlie, but if you can drag them out, then Ladins can get onto a couple. I think I'd be excited to see him bobbing up, taking a couple of marks and just kicking a couple of goals in the first half just to unsettle the defense. And I think that will make Ashbury, Grimes, Bolter nervous.
Yeah, be accountable.
That's important. Yeah, it's important to get a good start for it. I think Richmond, they can afford to have a poor start and then still have the confidence to come over the top. But with Port, I think you need a good first half.
Yeah, I think on that, I think it's come game day. I think it's one game in 25 days. So definitely you need to start well based on that, because I think where you get let down is where you're 3 or 4 goals down early on because of you're just lethargic off the break, and then it might be the difference in the game.
Apart from Boak, do you guys have much experience with prelims, Lycett, I suppose?
Yeah, it's Lycett and probably Motlop. Boak, Charlie never played a final at Gold Coast, so it's probably really only those. So I mean, Hartlett was there last time. Westop's obviously not in the team, so Wines was there too. So
might have a couple, but okay. So it's going to be another important aspect. But I feel like the guys like Dersma, they're not going to be overawed by.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in big games. I mean, you guys are in showdowns twice every year. So I think,
I think Rosie might be the Motlop this week, because just one that gets off the chain. So I expect Rosie to have a big game. I think just got to weather the storm early and tipping Port by 5 points. But it'll be I think it'll be a game.
Yeah, I mean, we got through the whole. I know you mentioned him, but I didn't mention Rory Gray, and I sort of forgot about him. So I mean, he could be the match winner. He could bob up And I'd love to see, Robbie Gray, doing what he does best. So.
Yeah, I think Grimes might go to him if he plays forward because, maybe Grimes goes to Laddams because I think Laddams will start forward. So, yeah, might stretch the Tigers' defense there in terms of tours.
Yeah, I mean, this is another toss of a coin. So, yeah, I'll lean towards Port as well. But, yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Tigers get up. We'll maybe quickly touch on the next game, Lions versus Cats on Saturday night at the Gabba. I think both these teams going with good form at the Gabba. I think Lions haven't lost, and maybe the Cats, they might have lost one. I'm not too sure. But it's funny, like going into both these games, it's inexperienced versus the experienced finals performers. But it's the inexperienced teams that are coming off the week off. So, a lot of parallels. But Geelong beat the Lions in round 6 at the SCG. They had a 6-goal blitz in the third, and I think that was enough. And in that game, it was Simpson, Danger, and Menegola that were in the best and were the major ball winners. So Simpson was back for the last game. And
he was much better too. I think he came in for Atkins, and it's good to see them. Play Simpson. I think they probably need a bit more depth through the midfield if Danger plays forward as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they'll probably do that. And I think, unfortunately for the Lions, like the game against Geelong's game against the Pies wouldn't have given them much of a.
Yeah, you can't scout that at all.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, so, but I think the Lions, they're gonna bring pressure. They're more, confident and like refreshed. So you'd expect a better performance by them. Is obvious. For the matchups, do you reckon Harris Andrews? No, Andrew Harris? No,
Harris Andrews. Yeah, 2 first names.
Yeah, does he go to Hawkins?
Yeah, I think he has to go to Hawkins. He's the key back, and the other ones are really small, like Gardner and Lester.
Yeah, so Gardner might take Danger because he took Dusty a couple of weeks ago and he did pretty well.
Yeah.
Because the Gardner plays that second key forward, and Geelong don't really have one, all right?
Yeah, it's really Hawkins. I mean, Danger's the second key. They're not playing Radicalia, so it's really Hawkins and the smalls.
Yeah, and I think Andrews he's good at positioning himself. So even if he does play on Hawkins, he can. And the Gab is not the biggest ground, right? So he can zone off and get into positions. He just reads the ball so well, so wouldn't be surprised zones off and helps out his teammates. Yeah. Guys like Archie, Starcevic, they've got the pace to play on guys like Myers and Rowe. So I reckon those are good matchups for them. Because if you keep the smalls quiet and then you can manage Hawkins and Danger, then that'll go a long way for them.
Yeah, I think Hawkins and Danger each have to kick 3 probably because I just don't see where the goals are going to come from.
Because midfield doesn't kick many goals, right? I don't think. I know Selwood and Guthrie kicked a couple, but And the other thing I'd be interested in is to see how all the players can back up their third finals game. So I think, Ablett, Selwood, Henderson, Taylor. I think all these guys are 30 plus. So it's going to be them against the young Cubs in like McGluggage and Bailey and these guys.
Yeah, I think Hipwood probably has an advantage there because he's lightning quick, and Henderson and Taylor probably the opposite of that. So he's probably got some advantage. If he just roams upfield, he probably can get on the end of a few. Yeah,
100%. And guys like Buse, Kolajasny, and O'Connor, they're going to have their hands full with Cameron, Rayner, McCarthy, and Bailey. So that's a pretty dangerous, small, quick mix of goal kicking power. So do you reckon they can handle them?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably in the key. I mean, they're probably the reason why they won the game against the Tigers, because Hipwood didn't kick a bag, McStay didn't, McKinnon didn't as well. So yeah, Rayner and Cameron, I think and McCarthy too. They probably play taller than their height. So if they can get a couple, then it goes a long way.
Because yeah, guys like Stewart and if Blitzars goes back, I think they might be able to handle McInerney and Hipwood. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Smalls scoreboard because not only they provide scoreboard pressure, but they just the way they keep their goals just provides their teammates with a lot of energy and excitement. So that momentum can ignite the crowd and their teammates.
Yeah,
So I'm tipping the Lions by 12 points. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, Lions by just maybe 3 goals. You reckon Guthrie goes to Neil as well?
Yeah, probably. I think you need to lock down on Neil because it was him that. I mean, he didn't have a touch in the first quarter a couple of weeks ago. But once he got into the game, he could, tell the Lions were more dominant. So, like, if it's not him, it's McGluggage. But I think Neil would probably be the one.
Move on to some trade news. There was a lot of announcements made after the pod last week. So Sard was the first one, so he's requested to move to the Blues. So what do you reckon is a good price for Essendon to accept the trade?
I think they want Essendon notoriously bad for trading and negotiation with Todoro, but I think asking for pick 7 is too high for a halfback flanker. I think a pick around 12 before everything is fair, because that'll get pushed back to maybe 16-ish. For for pick 7, they've got to be a sort of a position player or a midfielder.
Yeah.
For like a halfback flanker. I mean, a good halfback flanker. It's not worth it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think maybe if he's a double or dual All-Australian, then maybe, but I think definitely a first rounder, but probably back half of the first round, not early.
Yeah, so it's a good get for the Blues because I think that's dash off the halfback line is needed. There's no Simpson anymore, and Doherty's not lightning quick. So now you get Williams and Sard. Do you think they need to make finals? Next year for sure.
With the contracts they're offering those two in particular, they need to, and hopefully healthy Charlie Curnow too, because he's like the number one key tall as well when he's fit.
Do they need to win a final to have to release some of that pressure?
I'd say no, just because they haven't made finals the last couple of years. But maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say a year after that was when they need to start winning finals to justify the progress they've made.
I mean, it could happen. It's just I think the Blues, their young players just haven't come on as they would have expected. Like Marchbank, Plowman, Kennedy, Satterfield's been okay, and then Dow and O'Brien, the top 10 picks. Yeah. So I think they're looking for the draft just to push themselves up. What was the second big news, trade news?
Yeah, so Joe Dane's the Lions, so that's got a lot of steam, I think, the last half of the year to the Lions. So, I think it's pretty scary if he goes to the Lions because it probably allows Hipwood to be the number 2. McStay might go back to centre half-back, and they've got McInerney and Steph Martin as well. So they stocked the key position.
Yeah, it's a good fit, and it's good on the Lions for being a destination club after their the go home 5 in 2013 and 14. But I wouldn't, if I were the Lions, I wouldn't give him anything more than maybe 3 years. I'd include a trigger for a 4th.
Yeah, based on his injury history for sure.
Yeah, because they're gonna have guys like McCluggage, Starcevic, Hipwood, Cameron. I think Cameron signed, but you're gonna have to pay these superstars. So you don't want 600,000 being tied up in a guy that you're getting 5 games a year, because he's only played 18 games in the 15 games in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Just quickly on compensation, do you think Essendon should get pick 6? I mean, what does it become? Pick 7 or like around pick 20?
Yeah, well, I think that's fair. They rejected 2 first rounders last year, so it's a bit of a step back from that. But yeah, a first rounder for him, I think, is fair.
Yeah, I don't think pick 7 is fair. I think that's overs. Ideally, it'd probably be around
in the teens.
Yeah, in the early teens. But I mean, it all comes down to like the contract, and I think the AFL has a say as well. But yeah, but like Lloyd said, it doesn't matter what pick. They can have pick 1 for whatever reason. But yeah, it's a cultural thing with that club at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Everyone's and a fan changes the next one as well. Yeah, requested a trade, so I think he's going back home to South Australia. For Port, I think we probably do need a genuine crummer, because I think Rosie's and Butters probably more midfield in future years. Motlop's probably the most overpriced crummer at the moment in the comp, so wouldn't mind. But yeah, probably on this second round, I think we got Jace Burgon, who's Peter's kid, coming in as a father-son potentially next season. So yeah, want to keep the points available to get him.
Yeah, because Jace might again be a first rounder. So
yeah, and you got Schofield and Lockie Jones as well this year.
Fantasia's not going to cost much. You can get him for like a pick in the 40s. Like that'd be maximum pick in the 40s. It'll probably be like late 40s.
Yeah, so,
at the moment, I reckon Crows might be more likely, just because you get games for the Crows.
Yeah,
and they have more draft picks to play with. But you wouldn't say no. Okay, that's interesting. So there's a bit of demand. Jeremy Cameron, do you reckon he'll stay with GWS or leave?
Yeah, I hope for the comp he stays at GWS and doesn't go to Geelong. Yeah, I think he stays too. I think just he's been there the whole time. He's pretty tied into that place, and he likes the anonymity of being in not a quick place.
Yeah, because I don't see him as a guy that likes media street or anything. So yeah, I'd want him to stay. I just don't want the compensation, the compo picks to dilute or keep pushing back the picks. Because every time someone leaves, the early picks get pushed back. So that's a bit annoying. They should change that rule, by the way. Like, if you have a guy for 8 years at your club, you can't sign him, then you shouldn't get compo. You shouldn't get at least first round compo.
Yeah.
A couple of other ones. Preuss is going to go to the Giants.
Yeah, they've needed one for the last 3 years. I think Mummy's just was on his last legs. I think they're keeping him for some reason. I'm not sure why, but
yeah, they're still keeping him.
Yeah.
Preuss, 18 games, 25-year-old. I think he's worth probably about picking the 40s.
Yeah.
Still a bit unproven though, so he can be good, but still question marks on his tank, and I think maybe even attitude. So see what happens there. Higgins to the Cats might seem likely.
Yeah, I think that's getting a lot of talk. So what do you think is fair for Higgins? Obviously, Roy's have to pay some of his contract as well, or
it depends on the pick. Like, if we get a better pick, then we'll pay some of it. But if they're lowballing us, then they can take the whole thing. So I think we've got leverage there, so that's a good thing. I mean, he's a 2-time All-Australian, and his body's been relatively good for the past 3 or 4 years. And unlike Jack Stevens and some of these other guys coming to the end of their career, he's a leader as well. So even if he doesn't go, I'd be happy to keep him. But yeah, a pick around 30 would be good. I think they've got 33 at the moment, so they might get pushed back to closer to 35, 36. But I think one of the reasons he wants to go is not only the potential of a flag, but he's having twins. So I think his family's in Geelong. So
yeah, he's got family there,
so it makes sense. So now Hugo has been he's played 100 games, over 100 games. He's been a great recruit. So if he does go, wish him the best.
And Ben Barnes, any news on that front?
Yeah, a couple of new suitors is arise. So I think the reports are Melbourne are front runners, and then Fremantle and Essendon might be in the mix as well. So sounds like Collingwood might have dropped off just because they've got a bit of cap pressure.
Mm.
And yeah, the D's. Do you reckon he's a good fit for the D's?
Yeah, I think probably need Tom McDonald to move. Oh, probably not back because they got Lever and May there. Probably they need to ship him off.
Out of the club, yeah.
Yeah, because they got. I mean, you wouldn't want Weedham and McDonald and Ben Brown in the forward line. You probably just want two of them. So
yeah, I think they're a good fit. Like I think I said it last week. Big MCG and Wiedemann and Brown there. I think Wiedemann will effectively play that Larky role. So
yeah,
it'd be a good fit. So if we can get either like a pick in the teens, like early teens, or win the second round, look at that. And finally, we might touch on Brad Crouch. Did you hear about his suspension?
Yeah, it's interesting the AFL did it, so regardless of which club he goes to. So I think it's a two-match ban for him. So I don't think it's going to put off any clubs. But yeah, I think it does probably lower his price, though. I think the incident and the off-field indiscretion.
Yeah, so I think it's been reported 450K a year, but it seems a bit low. I think I don't know. Who knows with what people are saying with rumors and stuff. But surely they can't get pick two. They're not going to get banned one compensation.
No, I don't think he's worth that.
Yeah, like if you ask, like a couple of weeks ago when they were floating this, I was a bit annoyed, like because it pushes out pick 2 to pick 3. That's the case, and if Hagen goes at 1 or 2, it's going to be effectively pick 4. So that's pretty unfair. But I don't know how this draft is panning out. I don't think there's going to be much difference between pick 1 and pick 5. So yeah, but I think just for integrity, Brad Crouch shouldn't be worth pick 2. I think pick 20 is probably just about right.
Yeah, I don't think he's worth the first rounder. Steve Moyes' brother, I don't think. Hasn't lived up to it so far.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just to finish that off, I don't know what he's going to do. It's hard to get a read on. Like he hasn't signed, so that leads to people thinking he'll probably leave. So I think Cats is the media's right.
Yeah, the Cats and Tigers haven't finished their campaign, so maybe once they've finished, it might be made public because if you're the Cats, you won't be offering him a contract right now, and the Tigers, you do it when your season's finished.
He's not that old. He's like 26 or 27, so maybe
good age. Huh? Yeah. He's a good age.
So maybe even like a St Kilda, if they can afford him, then he could be a good fit. Like
Number 2.
Yeah. Okay, I think that wraps us up. All right, cool.
Yeah, review the prelims next week.
All right, thanks guys. See ya.